Hi guys, I'm Kamran. I work for Storage Made Easy, and I have our customer Hakim also with us, who are deploying a system using OpenIO and Storage Made Easy Enterprise File Fabric for content discovery and GDPR compliance. We will go through that solution, and the format will be that I will just do an introduction to the company. Hakim, he will talk a little bit about the solution. Then I will go through the different tenants for the security about the solution and how it works. And then, if we have time, I can also give a demo, or if someone is interested in a demo, I can give a very quick demo also. And then if there are any other questions, we will be able to answer the questions. Okay? So, Storage Made Easy. We are a UK-based company. We launched our product in 2012 called Enterprise File Fabric. It's a virtual appliance, and it connects to about 60 different storages, including OpenIO, Amazon S3, Google Cloud, and provides a single view on top of that. And once you can read the data, if it is API-driven, you can do a lot of interesting things on top of that. In the previous talk, I went through quite quickly through a feature called MStream for moving the data between different tiers. Here, the focus will be on the ADVCom solution, where they are using our content discovery mechanism to find sensitive information. Hakim, the next slides are for you.
Thank you, Kamran. I'm Hakim, responsible for the technical part in ADVCom BeSafe company. We are classical IT services. We provide classical IT services specialized in high-end technologies. And we've always been a small company. And the question raised was why small companies could not have access to best technologies. Question of price, sure. So in 2013, we started BeSafe. BeSafe, it was in order to face this problem. We designed those kind of technical solution in per user rental model. We started with backup as a service based on EMC Avamar. And we extended the model to many other solutions, such as platform as a service and collaborative messaging and so on. We believed in sovereign cloud, and all data are stored in France in our own infra. As you know, GDPR is a big challenge for companies, and as we are hosters, we have to be compliant, and we help our customers to be ready too. And in this direction, we were facing another problem, how to exchange data with customers and customers between each other, and always keeping control on data, and especially personal data. So the solution is the reason why we are here today. We propose an enterprise class file storage based on enterprise file sharing based on enterprise class storage. And they all hosted in our infra in north of France. We have 2 data centers. So for OpenIO for storing data, with all mechanism you already know to keep data in safety and make it always available, and SME file fabric to share securely and monitor sensitive data. As you can see, it is accessible at any time, anywhere, and from any device, but not compromising security and privacy. As Kamran said, it is compatible with all main providers, so we are able now to secure data stored on those providers by, for example, encryption, and make it also compatible with GDPR by personal information tracking. I don't go further on technical features, and I let Kamran give you more details about. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Hakim. Thanks. All right, guys. So what I'm going to do next is that we talked about ADVCom use case, where our file fabric is being used. So ADVCom, they are providing a solution to share the files, to move it across the company. So essentially, it's a kind of a home folder replacement with the enterprise features and GDPR compliance, and you don't have a data leak. The largest telco in the United States, they use a storage-made enterprise file fabric with a telco. A retail manufacturer, they use us to share data securely across different customers. UK auto manufacturer, they use us to access their legacy data. A French large university, they use enterprise file fabric to provide a home folder. And the largest US depository company, they also use us. So at ADVCom, guys, you're in good company here. I hope your business succeeds. Okay? And one important thing is that when you are using enterprise file fabric, there is no lock-in. We do not store the data. If you are using OpenIO, we do not store the data in any proprietary format. The data is stored as objects, but the user, he sees just files and folders. If you want to import the data from a lot of other providers, you can do that, or if you have your internal storages, you can also provide a single point of view. So depending on either if you're an ISP like ADVCom, you can provide them with a service. Okay, guys, you are using Dropbox. We have a local sovereign service where everything is in our own data center. We manage the storage, we manage the software, and the network, everything that stays in France. You can build those kind of solutions also. Also, if you want to provide single sign-on, we integrate with the LDAP, we integrate with SAML, we integrate with Active Directory for single sign-on. Okay? And then, almost every client that is supported there. Now, I think if some of you who are here, they probably saw that. I always start with this slide. That is where we started. That, okay, provide some, connect to every storage, provide a common API, provide some controls around security for that, and then on top of that, build other value-added services. So the basic services that we already have were that we were indexing. If you choose to, you can index the files. We use Lucene, so it indexes all the contents there. When someone is accessing it, can you stop the access by the IP address? Can you integrate with external or internal services where you can check the IP address, check the location, stop them from accessing the files? Everything that everyone who accesses the files, everything should be logged. And you should be able to get it as a stream if you have an intrusion detection system, or if you want to generate the reports, you should be able to get those. And then the tedious stuff, but important stuff that, okay, I want shared folders which integrate with Active Directory. I want to give different users different permissions, all but underneath using object storage, OpenIO for that, okay? And then if you are sharing it externally with someone, you want that, okay, if someone has sent us an email, how do you stop that? Okay, the email is forwarded, the file is gone if it's a shared link. All right, you limit the number of downloads. You provide two-factor authentication there, or another part of the authentication. You put expiry on that, okay? So, and then access it through the API, access it as a drive, access it through the web, and also have mobile clients for that, okay? Now, that's the general premises. Now I'm going to specifically talk about the ADVCom solution, that what they are using enterprise file fabric for. If you have sensitive data, it's a kind of a circle that, okay, first of all, you want to know what kind of data do you have. Then, if you find some sensitive data, you want to govern on it. What actions do I want to take on those? Then the third one is that you want to control who has access to that data. and how do they access it, and how can you segment the access for different users. And the third one is that, okay, there is a data breach, or you get a legal requirement like in GDPR that, okay, provide us what data do you have, who has accessed that data, you want to monitor it also. Okay? So the first thing that we do, if you add an object storage like OpenIO, we catalog the data, we index the data. One thing it gives you is that, okay, you want to find all the documents that contain Kamran, you will find those documents. The second thing, which is more important, is that we do auto-classification also. You can give your own patterns there. It comes with a lot of patterns, UK numbers, NHS number, credit cards, emails, IPs, so American Social Security numbers, but you can also specify your own patterns. Those documents, they will be scanned and they will be automatically tagged. Okay, it contains these documents, okay? We can also discover that, okay, it's multi-channel. Remember, we do not store the data in a proprietary format. So if the data is coming directly to OpenIO, again, we can discover the new data directly from OpenIO and do all this processing there, okay? And that's just just an image that, okay, if you can see it clearly, there are a few marks here, red signs, which says that, okay, these documents, they contain sensitive data, and what kind of data do they contain, okay? And also an alert sign. A nice user interface is provided where you can give your own regular expressions, or we have also open sourced the code for first pass, second pass, and if you want to add your own content detectors, you can add those content detectors also there, okay? Now the third one is that, okay, you have discovered the data. Now, how do you govern it? Just like shared folders on NTFS or Active Directory, we provide you with full access, that where you can specify permissions for different users. If you are sharing externally on the shared links, you can put time expiry, you can set passwords for their protection, you can set the number of downloads, you can also set up two-factor authentication using their email also. And then, as I mentioned before, you can set up geolocation policies. In addition to that, you can also put rules in. You can say that, okay, I got a document that contained credit card numbers. I want to send an email to this person. Or create a role and send an email to a role. Or if you want to quarantine it, you can automatically quarantine it to a folder that no one has access to, so you can view that. All these things, they will happen automatically. So you can set up rules also once a document is discovered, okay? Then we provide end-to-end, it's HTTPS, it's encryption. If you want to encrypt the data at rest, we also provide AES 256-bit encryption to encrypt the data at rest. And file versioning, trashing, if you're using it as a home folder, all these things, they are supported also. Okay? And now to monitor it, we provide comprehensive auditing, auditing every action that can be audited. It provides you with an event stream that you can leech on and do whatever you want to do. And built in, there is a functionality to provide the reports there. Okay? And if you want to, using the monitoring and the search capabilities that we provide, if you have subject access requests for GDPR, you can satisfy those. Because you can combine multiple storages, you can search for what data, where I have for these guys, and then also tag it with the logs to find out who accessed them and when did they access them, okay? So now, I am just going to give you a quick demo, and I'm going to put this down. Document, it is uploading it, and it will show to come up. you want to add your own content detectors, you can also add your own regular expressions. And use the microphone and use the computer. I'll try. Okay. Okay. So so you have the content detectors available. Okay. So the document is scanned, and we got a notification also here. If you the requirement is that you want to take an action also, there are data automation rules available that, okay, when a content is detected in a file and it follows, you can put different categories in. What kind of action do you want to take there? So you can do all these different things there, okay? Like here, I have a few. Select an action, and we will be adding more actions there later on, okay? The last thing that I wanted to show you here was, right now I'm just using the browser. So that's Windows, and exactly the same data that I was showing you with OpenIO is accessible as a drive for the users, and you can put different security permissions on there. And also, if I go to that's an Android simulator. Again, everything. And iOS is also supported, and on the desktop side, Windows, Mac, and Linux, we have clients for those. Okay? So, gentlemen, I think that's all. Any questions? And I've just touched just one part of what Enterprise File Fabric does. We also do data movement because we have the connectors. We also do, shared links. We also can do import, export between different storages and all that kind of stuff. Thank you.